All right, welcome back to the Onebar Lupagus show. I'm Onebar. Looks like Lupagus has just smelled a nasty Christmas fart.
Good.
We are here to talk Vikings, Bears. Very, very important game for each team. I'm so scared.
Well, it is. Both teams are 6-7, but both teams are in the playoff hunt in the NFC. The Arizona Cardinals hold the 7th seed right now at 7-6. So the Bears and the Vikings are both sniffing their little beaked buttholes. They are right there in the thick of things. Whoever wins this game is going to set themselves up very well for the final 2-game stretch here. So a big game. Not only that, but the Vikings have a chance to sweep the Bears, which they have not done in quite a while. Bears have won 4 in a row prior to the Vikings beating them last, was it October, November, a couple weeks ago. So the Vikings could take out that broom and sweep the Bears for the first time in quite a while.
A little mini broom.
I think that's a dustbuster.
You're right. That is a dustbuster. Yeah, the Bears are a team that just never really disliked a whole bunch, but I'd love to sweep these guys. It'd be fantastic. And you did mention playoff-wise, regardless, if we win, there's still some other teams that got to do a little work for us, but this is a must-win for the Vikings Bears. While we might not be completely eliminated, there's just too much damn work we would need from other teams to make it even possible. So got to do it. They got to beat the Bears.
To figure out the Vikings' playoff chances if they lose, you got to call Will Hunting, get him down here to get him a mirror. He'll figure it out. But other than that, it's
the hell is Will Hunting?
From Good Will Hunting.
Oh,
how you like them apples?
You're right. You're right. All right. Well, let's talk about this. The Vikings beat the Bears only, I think it was 4 weeks ago. So what has been the big changes so far with the Bears?
Well, big changes in this game is they got their running back back. Last time the Vikings played the Bears, they had a wide receiver playing running back in Cordero Patterson, who actually didn't do that bad. Now they got David Montgomery back in the lineup, who actually has played pretty damn well. He's got 288 yards on the ground the last 3 games, 3 touchdowns, and he's also caught a touchdown pass. So the Vikings have to be ready for Montgomery. Our run defense has not been great, and this guy is he's feeling it right now. At quarterback, the Bears will also have a new face. Mitch Trubisky is back, and he is looking to, he ain't come back with the Bears. He's looking for another contract with the team somewhere. Last week, he threw for 3 touchdowns against the shitty Houston Texans defense. But since coming back, he's got 776 passing yards, 7 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, which one of those was a kind of a Hail Mary, throw it up in the air against the Packers. So Trubes is not playing too bad right now. And one other thing on the Bears side of the ball, Akeem Hicks, he got hurt against the Vikings the first time. He is fully healthy, ready to roll. So he's back. And on the Vikings side of the football, what's going to be different is the Vikings will be playing probably without Eric Kendricks, no Chris Boyd, Kyle Rudolph is questionable. Alexander Madison's probably going to be out as well. And another thing the Bears have to be ready for, it is all 3 legs of Kirk Cousins. He can run the football.
Yeah, he is a running machine. He's giving Lamar Jackson a run for his money. Also, different from when the Vikings played the Bears the first time, we do have Irv Smith and Cam Dantzler. They were out the first time around against that beautiful victory. And you said it. The Bears, Trubisky and David Montgomery, they've been playing pretty damn well the last 3-4 weeks. So we'll see what happens. Let's get into this. The Bears, since they played the Vikings, are 1-2. The Bears were off to that great start and have just completely nosedived since then. They got blown out by the Packers. They lost to the Lions, and then last week they had that big old spanking. They beat the Texans. Offensively, ranked 28th overall, close to the bottom in both run and pass. Defensively, still kind of in the middle of everything. 13th overall, 15th against the pass, 19th against the run.
Yeah, I mean, the Bears overall probably aren't a very good football team still. You lose against Detroit, which is never good. But
I think
as much as they have issues, but their defense did seem like it kind of woke up last week. Hopefully, for the Vikings, that does not carry over to this game this Sunday.
Yeah, I think the Bears are just one of those teams. I mean, they're kind of like the Vikings. They could just completely step on their hog one week and then all of a sudden the next week be a team that they have no right in beating. If it all comes together, they're a pretty damn good team, but they just have a tough time putting it all together.
Yeah. Speaking of things that are tough, I'm hearing something. It's tough to hear it, but it's getting louder. It's a Onebar Injury Report brought to you by Equaline Ibuprofen.
Oh, wow. I wish. Let's start with the Vikings. The Vikings did not practice CJ Ham, Eric Kendricks, Alexander Madison, Armon Watts, and Kyle Rudolph. The couple concerning names here are definitely the Eric Kendricks, as we know. CJ Ham, I hate seeing his name on this list. He's very, very underrated, undervalued.
Well, and the Vikings kind of made him a focal point of the offense last week. He had a couple carries. I think he had a couple receptions. What he does in the blocking game is just huge. Cannot be really explained in words how important he is to the Vikings offense. So not having him on Sunday would be a huge loss. Makes you wonder if does Tyler Conklin kind of move into that fullback H-back role, or they just bring up, I don't know if they even have a backup fullback anymore.
Jake Fargas on the practice squad.
Yeah, so maybe Tyler Conklin goes into the H-back role. So that's horrifying. And then, Madison, I'm not as concerned about, because you look at what Mike Boone and Amir Abdullah did last week. They didn't do too bad kind of coming in, and it feels like the Vikings gave them more opportunities than they ever give Madison. So something to watch there. And him being out doesn't really concern me as much.
No, Kyle Rudolph being out, I'm really not concerned about Madison and Rudolph. It comes down to Ham and Kendricks. We'll see what happens. But you said it. It was weird that the fact that all of a sudden Boone and Abdullah were getting carries. Madison would kill for a carry this year. So we'll see. I don't think that's going to hurt us too bad. On the Bears side of things, did not practice today. A couple guys in their secondary, Dion Bush, Jalen Johnson, and Buster Screen. They did not practice. So Jalen Johnson is the name to watch here. I think for Vikings fans and everybody, will be really pulling for Buster Screen to get back on the field, because we love to pick on him the first round.
Speaking of Buster Screen, what was your favorite, I guess, I don't want to say segment, maybe segment of that film?
Buster Scruggs?
Oh, yeah, Buster Scruggs.
Yeah, this Buster Scruggs, the favorite one, and they're all great, is "You measly skunk." You measly skunk.
Waits.
Easy. When he found all that gold, it was beautiful, but they're all so damn good. Buster Scruggs. Whew.
I'm going to watch that tonight.
So good.
Hell yeah. All right. Do you get your boarding pass?
Well, let me check. I think I forgot it.
Well, it don't matter. This plane's taking off. We're taking a trip around the NFC North. Here we go. NFC North standings. Packers 10-3. This thing is pretty much cinched for them. Vikings and Bears both locked at 6-7. This game this week will be huge when it comes to the standings here. And the Lions sniffing everybody's buttholes at 5-8. So again, looks like the Packers are going to be the kings of the North this year, but Vikings, Bears still alive in the playoff hunt. Does this surprise you, the way this is shaken out after 14 weeks?
No, my only surprise is before the season started, I was very rude about the Bears. I thought they were just going to, 6-7. I'm not saying they're doing fantastic, but I was thinking more on lines of like 3-13, 4-12. So I do owe the Bears an apology, but everything else, no, I'm not surprised one damn bit. I did expect the Vikings to probably be more in the 10-6 range opposed to 9-7, but it's shaking out about the way it should.
Yeah, you look at the 4 games the Vikings lost that were very, very close. The Cowboys-Bucks game. And you look at the Seahawks, the Titans game. The Vikings have been in some close ones. These games didn't go their way with some calls and some penalties and some bullshit, but they could definitely have 2-3 more wins. So, it is what it is. The one consistent here is that no one is surprised the Lions are on the bottom.
No, not at all. Before we get into the 3 ways the Vikings win, 3 ways the Vikings lose, our bold prediction, and our impact player, we're going to take a look at this Chicago Bears roster. Usually in the first game we do your favorite Bear of all time. This time we're going to do who is the one guy on the roster right now, on the Bears roster, that you just don't like. For no apparent reason, he just kind of rubs you the wrong way. He might be a great guy, but you just don't like playing against him or seeing him. Bothers you.
I know I have a reason, and I actually liked this guy until last time we played him. I just thought he was he was talking shit just kind of being a big old bitch out there. And it's Akeem Hicks. He was stuffing. He was just getting the face of Delvin Cook. I don't know if he even played that well. And then he gets hurt. He was just, the camera was on him, and he was just kind of being an ass the whole time. So I'm glad he was hurt. He's back, and I hope we just fucking shove it down his throat. Run the ball. I hope Delvin Cook goes for 200 yards on his ass. Akeem Hicks can lick my balls.
All right. Well, that was very graphic, very extreme. I appreciate that very much. Yeah, this is kind of lame. This is really lame. I wish I would have went first.
What, who are you picking? Troops?
No, Troops doesn't bother me one damn bit. It's Hicks.
Butthole.
I'm sorry. And my reason is completely different. I think he deserves to be a little cocky. He's pretty damn good. My reason is just he seemed, aside from him getting injured last game against us, he rips us a new one every damn time, and I hate seeing it, and it bothers me. And that's the only reason. You seem to have a much more deep-rooted issue with him.
I don't remember him being so spouty, and I'm like, what the hell's going on here? I used to actually kind of like him too, but
he's kind of earned it. He's usually tears the Vikings a new one, so hopefully we can keep him in check on Sunday.
Yeah, I don't know. He just again prior to that
got game, it. You don't like him. This is a new vulgar segment, which I love. It's going to be my favorite one.
Wow.
All right, let's get into this. 3 ways. We're going to end on a good note, so we're going to start with the shitty one. 3 ways the Vikings lose to the 6-7 Bears and put one more nail in their playoff coffin. What is your number one? Not number one. What's your first reason the Vikings will lose to the Bears?
First reason is, they struggled against Cordell Patterson, and if you can't actually stop a real running back like David Montgomery, you are screwed. Vikings run defense has been an issue. Julio Johnson, Shamar Stephen, they don't offer anything. No resistance there. Just a couple of just flaccid pieces of the Vikings defense. No Eric Kendricks either. So 3 levels here that really worry you. David Montgomery is kind of set for a big game. If the Vikings can't stop him, Bears control the clock, getting 6, 4, 7 yards of carry, it's not going to be good.
Well, if you consider an average of 2.5 yards of carry for Cordell Patterson the first time we played him an issue, then you are in for a nightmare on Sunday.
Wide receiver, yeah, that is an issue.
2.5 yards of carry, I'll take that all day.
Your grandma got 2.5 yards of carry on me.
My number one reason why the Vikings could lose this game is Cole Kmet, which I didn't think I'd be saying, because I think the last time we played him, he had like 1 catch, like throughout the season so far. And Cole Kmet has come on pretty hard, pretty wet the last handful of weeks. And with Todd Davis out there, Toddler Davis is not going to be a guy that can shut down a tight end in the passing game. So I'm going to throw a little bit of a curveball, a little bit of a wrench, where I think Cole Kmet could be a pain in our ass come Sunday. So he needs to shut him down. Last two games, he got 9 receptions. And I think against Toddler, he could have 9 in one game.
Do me a favor.
Yeah.
Name me a better linebacker in the NFL than Todd Davis, who can sit and watch a guy make a catch and then make the tackle.
That's true. Todd Davis has never been very good in pass coverage. He's a very good run defender, and he's a very solid linebacker. But in pass coverage, he is poopy.
He is poopy.
He's very, very poopy. What's your number 2 reason the Vikings could lose this game?
If they allow Troops to pick up first downs with his legs, Troops can run. Everybody kind of laughs at Troops as being the kind of the redheaded stepchild bastard of that draft class that saw Deshaun Watson, Pat Mahomes. But this guy can make plays with his legs. He's fast. He can run. And if he's picking up third downs because he's running the football, it's going to extend drives. It's not going to be good for the Vikings' chances of winning this game. So I would spy, if it's Todd Davis, whoever.
Todd Davis can stop anybody.
If he's running the ball, yeah. Troops ain't going to throw it to himself. But if he does, then we're screwed. But yeah, you can't let Troops pick up first downs with his legs.
Agreed. I agree with that one wholeheartedly. My next one, and sorry, this is boring and it's a gimme, but special teams blunders yet again. Something tells me this game is probably going to end up being pretty close like the first time around. It's probably not going to be that exciting. We cannot afford to leave one damn point on the table. I hate the fact that Zimmer has not just come out and just straight up said Dan Bailey's our kicker. He's still, as of today, he's still just saying weird shit. That is not going to give the confidence we need in our kicker. So Dan Bailey needs to come out and make every damn kick, and Dustin Colquitt as well. So,
well, I mean, if you're going to go with special teams, you might as well talk about just the execution on the punt, I mean, blocking the punt, having good snaps and extra points. It's a full system failure this year. So I would say you just got to hope special teams is solid from top to bottom.
Special teams needs to pull out a miracle where every one of them executes in the same game, because we haven't done it yet. And I said Dustin Colquitt. I meant Britton Colquitt. How dare me? How dare me? I'm embarrassed.
You should be. You should be.
Third reason, what do you got?
Well, it's just to lose a turnover battle. The Vikings have been on the wrong side of turnovers the last couple of games. You saw it against Dallas. You saw it against the Bucs last week. The Vikings cannot lose a turnover battle and win this game. They have to be either even or plus on this side. If they lose a turnover battle against the Bears, this is probably going to be a close game. These teams are pretty equal. If they lose a turnover battle, they will lose this game.
Yeah, close game. We cannot have any turnovers. 0.
What's your favorite turnover? Is it cherry or apple?
It's cherry all day. All day. Third reason the Vikings lose are those couple of those damn defensive linemen. One that we already mentioned that you hate more than anything in the world, but we also Bilal Nichols. He's pretty damn good himself. So those two guys, I think, are going to be a thorn in our side. I don't think we're going to be able to shut them down by any means, but we need to keep them in check. The Bears had 7 sacks last week against those pesky Texans, and we need to that cannot happen. So these two guys scare me the most on that line. Keep them in check.
Well, and the worry is the Vikings O-line hasn't played well since the last time we played the Bears. So if they're playing like they have been against this D-line that's aggressive, that's they'll take the physicality too. They'll punch you in the mouth. If they don't come out fighting, it's going to be gross and it's going to get ugly quick. So they have to be aggressive.
Absolutely. Let's go to 3 ways the Vikings beat those damn Bears. I am a greedy man, so I am going to start pretty much because you already said this one, but Trubes, we got to keep Trubes in check. The last 3 games, he already rambled off his stats. He's got 7 touchdowns, 2 picks, almost 800 yards in just the last 3 games. And Trubes is out there kind of going balls to the wall because he is auditioning for new teams. He's auditioning for some sort of contract next year. Clearly, that will most likely not be with the Bears. So he's got nothing to lose, and that scares me a little bit with a quarterback who can make plays if he really wants to, just kind of going nuts.
Hey, how about this? I'm gonna throw a monkey wrench at you. Let's say Trubes is on the market for a couple weeks. No one signs him. How would you feel if the Vikings sign him to be the backup to Kirk Cousins?
Uninterested. I'd rather have Sean Mannion.
Really? I'd much rather have Trubes.
No. Uninterested. I wish Trubes the best, but hopefully he's like in the AFC West.
Good looking guy. Vikings win. They win by running the football. If Delvin Cook can get going, control the time possession, move the chains, keep Trubes off the field, and that deadly Bears offense. That's how they win. I mean, the Vikings offense goes to Delvin Cook. If they can run the ball, find success, they'll win this game. They'll win it easily.
Yeah, no, I agree. I still cannot believe he didn't get over 100 yards the first time he played the Bears. They shut him down. Huh?
What was he at?
92, but I think his average carry was very low. My next way the Vikings beat these Bears is pretty simple. They need to block somebody. I already said it, but the Bears had 7 sacks last week against the Texans. Yes, the Texans' offensive line has not been overly great, but the Vikings are pretty much in the same boat with Houston. I don't think we're any better than their offensive line, so we got to keep them. I don't even like saying it, but we got to keep them under 4 sacks. We can't get them getting up to 6, 7 sacks, or it's going to get gross. Kirk Cousins is going to be fumbling the ball. Ezra Cleveland, Bradbury, even Dakota Dozier, step the shit up, man. Step up. Dakota Dozier will get a sack this game. I guarantee it.
Oh, he'll get a start too. And you know damn well he'll be out there. He could, I don't know what's he got to do. Screw Mike Zimmer's girlfriend. I don't what to get him on the bench. I don't know what he is at.
That was graphic.
He'll be out there regardless. And it's pretty much a 5th down lineman for the Bears when Dakota Dozier's out there. So horrifying to think about. Vikings also win if Cousins continues just to play well, protect the football, use his legs, smart decisions, and accurate passes. He's been kind of on fire the last month and a half here, to the point where we're actually at a half a month. Cousins, he's been great. You gave him turd of the year at our half season
Deserved
ceremony. I don't know, it's deserved. But he's really turned it around, and he's going from turd to bird.
No, turd to stud.
I was trying to rhyme with turd. All right, but anyway,
very legit.
Keep playing well. If he keeps doing what he's doing, the Vikings will be in this game, and they'll probably win this game.
And my last one is kind of piggybacking on that, but it's a little bit more specific, is Kirk Cousins continues to get those ugly ass yards on the ground, because when you look back at this, Kirk Cousins, those, not only is he getting yards on the ground, but every time he does it, he's doing it for a first down. Those are very, very key plays he's making. It's not like he's just running for 3 yards and sliding. He is going balls to the wall, going to get that first down, diving for it, putting his body out there for this team. So if he continues to do that and get those ugly yards, it is going to go a long, long way. Kirk Cousins, he's going to rush for 30 yards this game.
Well, and one thing we need to point out, this guy takes some serious hits, and he just does not get hurt. And I commented this on our comment section, on our videos here. He's like the Mick Foley of the NFL. Mick Foley had a weird body where he could take these falls. He'd fall off a 15-foot cage, and he'd be okay because of his weird shape. And Cousins kind of has that. He's got a big ass. He's got big hips. He takes some brutal hits, but he just gets right back up. I don't know if Kirk Cousins can be hurt. Knocking on wood that I'm not jinxing him here, but this guy just seems to have the body type that can absorb these blows that he takes on a weekly basis.
Yeah, and he does not get the love he deserves for that, putting his body on the line. While it might not be the prettiest thing where he's doing this half dive slide weird thing, he's out there. He's trying to get those yards, so give that man some love.
You got to. And the last way the Vikings win is if they don't leave points off the board. This is a team that cannot afford to give a team 1 point, let alone 10 like they did last week. You got to make your extra points. You got to make your field goals. We are a team with plenty of issues on both sides of the ball. When you have a chance to get points, you need to cash in and get those points. You cannot afford to miss out on those opportunities.
It'll be very interesting to see what happens when they score a touchdown on Sunday, if they trot Dan Bailey out there.
Absolutely. It's sad to say that, but that's the truth of it.
It is. All right, let's wrap this hog up. Game changer. Who is the game changer going into this game?
I'm going to go with Justin Jefferson. He had a good game the first time against the Bears.
Great game.
He's coming off a kind of a turd against the Bucs, and he's going to be hungry, and I think he's going to come back. Are you sitting down?
I am.
Come back with his best game of the season.
Wow. I'm glad I was sitting down. I'd love it. He'd probably just wipe the floor with Mr. Moss's records. He's very close to beating a handful of those records, and maybe this is the week.
You're gonna need to call Jizz Mopper after this game.
Wow. Yeah, I got one on dial. My game changer is Irv. It's Big Irv. I think he continues to build off of that game he had last week. Kyle Rudolph, whether he plays or not, I think we're going to see more and more Irv. It seems like the same thing last year. Irv Smith, just at the second half of the season, all of a sudden magically shows up. I think he's going to do it again, and I think he has a damn good game.
What is your bold prediction for this game?
My bold prediction for the game is that Dan Bailey does not miss a field goal.
You fucking son of a bitch. That was mine.
Well, come up with another one. Be more original.
That was mine. I think Bailey not only will kick this game, but he's going to make all of his kicks. Extra points, field goals. Something's going to flip in him. He's going to look like the Dan Bailey of like 2011 Dallas Cowboys. Hit everything. I don't know if he was even with the Cowboys then.
Well, I've said it. Dan Bailey isn't a bad kicker. He's got the yips. I mean, he's not that bad. So I would not be surprised if he came back when he was 3 for 3 from field goals and made all of his extra points. We'll see what happens. I like to say I'm pulling for him, but I don't know if I am or not.
I don't know. You hope the guy can overcome it. It was sad seeing him walk off by himself. Everybody kind of flicking him off as he walked by.
Especially with his mustache. It made it worse.
Maybe he just needs to shave the mustache.
Maybe he'll come out completely shaven. All right. Well, we will have our game predictions on Saturday. We're going to have some more videos tomorrow talking about some hot topics. Lupagus' favorite store in the mall when he was a child. But let's wrap it up.
Well, let's wrap it up. Let's just go back and just say this game does have some serious playoff implications for both these teams. Their playoff hopes pretty much hang on this game. While they'll both be mathematically alive, whether they win or lose, really the winner of this game really is the only one who has any chance. So, and here's another thing you need to remember. Are you a fan of using the word bae when it comes to talking about your significant other?
I've never said that.
Well, if you do, just remember this. Bae is a Danish word for poop.